Planet. It's the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. With your host, Jim Beaver.
Sliding trophy trucks, jumping razors, and dropping the mic at events across the country.
Amy Hood.
What's up, guys? I'm a professional fun haver, dirt bike rider, and monster truck driver.
With support from Polaris Razor, General Tire, Subaru, and Dirtfish. Hang on tight, strap in, and get ready to smoke some tires and lay some roost. Here's the man who carries a steering wheel in one hand and a mic in the other. Jim Beaver.
Good morning and welcome to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver joined here with Amy Hood, who is, I guess, an event champion on the weekend, Hood. We got champions on here today. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. What an epic weekend, Jim. I can't wait to tell you all about it.
I know. We've got lots to talk about with Amy Hood. She's actually coming out to Arizona here in a week, too, so we're going to have a lot of fun the next couple of weeks here on air. But we've got X Games medalist, our good friend, legendary snowmobile rider, Paul Thacker, who I believe is going to be racing an adaptive snow bike in X Games. So Thacker changing it up, going to a dirt bike, I believe, for X Games this year. That's going to be fun to talk about. Then we've got former Miss Supercross, who is now just part of Supercross. Anyways, Juliana Daniell, she's calling in. First time in, I think, like a year we've had her on air, Amy. And I know this is a pre-taped interview, but we had a ton of fun with her. We'll learn about her new job title, I guess. I don't know. It's an interesting story anyways, but tons of fun with Juliana. We've got Matt Martelli. He's going to call in. He's going to update us on Dakar. He was actually in South America for the start of the Dakar Rally. He's back stateside. He's going to talk some Dakar Rally. Also some Mint 400 news. We're only about a month and a half out from that. So, man, we've got a lot coming at you guys today. Once again, if you want to get a hold of Amy or I during the show, or you got fan questions, whatever you got, tweet us at JimBeaver15, at AmyHood71. We'll try and get those questions into the show. And, man, it's going to be a fun one. Definitely looking forward today. And like I said, lots to talk about. X Games, we've got Supercross, and man, was it a crazy round there. And Dakar Rally, Mint 400 news, all that coming at you today on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Stay tuned. More after this. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible. Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
Like what you hear? Catch all the back episodes of the Down and Dirty Radio Show on Apple Podcast, and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Joined here with my partner in crime, Amy Houde. And I got to say, Amy, I know you had a big weekend. We're going to talk about that here in about 10 seconds, but I can post up videos of me shredding a razor. I can post pictures of me in a trophy truck launching like 15 feet over the top of everybody. Doesn't matter. I get X amount of likes. But then all of a sudden I post up a picture of you holding a trophy and say, congratulations, Houde. And literally my feed goes insane with people like commenting and liking. And I'm like, holy crap, all it takes to go viral is a picture of Amy Houde. Who would have thought?
I like that idea. I think that sounds pretty awesome. And it's funny, too, you say that, because I posted a bunch of cool videos and photos and whatever from the weekend. But then I posted the one of me walking through the elevator and singing We Are the Champions, extremely off-tune. And it happened to get more likes and comments and views than anything. So I think it's kind of cool. I mean, you never really know. It's funny because I was been talking to this social page that wanted to make like a post about me, and they have a huge following, like almost 1 million, and they're asking if, whatever time that what time's good for me, what's based on my posting schedule. I'm like, posting schedule? Dude, I throw up like 7 photos in a day sometimes because I don't care. Like, all my stuff is like super organic and natural, and I'm like, I don't got no posting schedule. I'm going to post when I want, about what I want. But, this weekend was epic, Jim. I'm, like, on such a high still. You know why? Because it took me all year last year until the last round to win. And, we're second this is our second round in for Monster Jam in 2018, and I already had an event win. So I think it really sets the pace and sets the tone and give me that extra confidence boost that I needed.
Yeah, no, I agree. So is it safe to say you're a trophy girl now, right? You're a girl with a trophy. I don't know. Just giving you crap.
When I was little, I used to go to the motocross races and go hand everybody their trophies. That was my job when I was like 4.
So,
take it. I am.
Yeah. So seriously, though, take us through your event win, because one thing I think is rad, and I actually was watching Monster Jam on TV, which I know is the not the arena shows, it's stadium shows, right? Arena shows.
They're actually doing both now.
Yeah.
So they're going to be, highlighting a couple stadium shows and then highlighting a couple arena shows.
Oh.
So we're going to be I'm going to be on Fox Sports 1 driving Zombie pretty soon. So I'm excited that they're going to be highlighting all the rounds and all the athletes. I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, that is so rad. And well, one thing that I noticed though is like they took because I think the stadium shows have always been like where they just had freestyle, just had racing. Now they've actually got they're calling it a 2-wheel challenge. Like what you guys have been doing in the arenas is so rad that they brought it into the stadiums, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, the competition is so elevated now in the arenas alone. Everyone's always like, oh, I want to go see stadium. I'm like, dude, come to arena. It's just as action-packed. Yeah, we're not going to be doing the backflips and front flips, but you still get this extremely action-packed and very, very, we're wowing people by the tricks that we do. People can't believe that they're watching a monster truck, go across the pad on its front tires. Like, it's just so wild, like, what we're able to do now. And, all thanks to, obviously, Monster Jam University that gives us this, like, playing field for us to go and practice all this stuff. And I do have to shout out, we should definitely get him on the show. I'm going to talk to him today. But, I really would like to think that, the guy who elevated all of this for Arena has to be Tyler Meninguez. He's a young, up-and-coming Gravedigger driver. He drove Blue Thunder and then, just wowed everybody with his skills in Blue Thunder. And so, obviously, he gets put behind the myth, the man, the legend of that is Gravedigger. And he's absolutely killing it. And he made mainstream news on Fox News because of his over a minute long wheelies that he was doing last year. Like, it was crazy. So this guy's really, and he's young. He's like 18 years old, 19 something, like, a young kid who's just wowing everybody. So Jim, let's get Tyler on next week for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Let's lock him in. And I think that's what's funny, and we don't talk, obviously you race Monster Jam and we talk a little bit about it here and there, but one thing that I think is really rad, like we talk a lot of FMX and progression and action sports and all kinds of stuff on the show, but like I look back 10 years when freestyle was really kind of first coming into its own and Monster Jam and with monster trucks, and like it was somebody do like a wheelie and it was like a big deal, right? And then the backflip came in and it was rad, but like the progression level that you guys are doing in monster trucks now, like I watch it and I watch like these nose wheelies and just, I mean, we saw it last year, the front flip, but I'm just looking at things and going, holy crap, it's insane what you guys are doing in monster trucks now.
I know. And like, that's such a good, comparison. We talk about the evolution of freestyle motocross. Obviously not the same. We're not going out there doing triple corkscrews or nothing, but we got this corkscrew. They're doing corkscrews in a freaking monster truck. That's wild. Like, even when I saw that, like, I'm a two-wheel diehard moto chick. I wasn't a really big avid Monster Jam follower before. So when I saw Rosalie go out and do a corkscrew, my jaw dropped, and I am a driver. Like, how wild is that, right? Like, you don't fathom these big, monstrous machines to do something like that. So, I mean, that's why Monster Jam, I think, is so cool. I mean, people know about, like, people doing backflips on a dirt bike. That's, their toys here to play with and play on. It's not every day that you go and see a truck do flips and corkscrews and wheelies. Like, it's still very surreal because, we have our daily drivers, and it's almost like every kid's dream is to go and, take their truck and go jump the boulevard when you're driving down the street, right? So you get this, like, really cool feeling, and it just leaves you awestruck, and it's still wild. For me, I still think it's wild, and like I said, I am a driver, and the stuff I'm doing is blowing my own mind. It's exciting.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's one of those, like, it's not one of those things I watch on TV all the time. I follow a lot of accounts on social media just because we've got mutual friends at race, and some of your competitors. I've got to know some of them, but like I just tuning into TV the other day, I just was watching that, and I'm like, it was like I had this light bulb moment. I'm like, holy crap, this is really, really evolved. Like, it's insane, to be honest with you. So, it was definitely good stuff, man. I'm excited. You've kind of brought me into this whole monster truck fold, and I'm really excited to get out to an event this year sometime and really take it all in person, because it's been so long since I've been to a Monster Jam show. I mean, we're talking way, way back when I was a kid, and that's when they had that truck in Monster Jam that we don't even mention anymore. So, it's like, man, it's been a long time. I'm excited to go and see it, feel it, breathe it, touch it,
Yeah, no, I'm definitely excited for you to come too. I mean, it's, we talk about it too. Like, I get to do the Winnipeg show. I get to go to Canada to do a couple shows, but I'm just, like, excited that I'm opening, this new, well, it's not new, but for me, because my following's been heavily two wheels. But I'm excited because I get to bring a lot of my fan base to a whole new motorsports demographic. So I think it's cool that, you're following along as well, and all my friends, and it's just been super rad. I love it. I'm excited. But I don't like when people say, oh, you quit dirt bikes and now drive a monster truck. No, I do both. I am still a moto chick. I'm a moto jammer, okay? Hold on, I'm going to sneeze, Jim. Didn't sneeze. I held it in. I like to call myself now a moto jammer. So I'm a moto trucking, moto jamming, whatever. That's my new title.
Yeah. So that's why
moto jammer.
That's why we changed the name of the YouTube channel, right? Motor Adventures, right? I don't know. It's like Motor Adventures. Yeah. It's anything with an engine, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
I do have to say,
exactly.
I know last week, and so we decided, so this show has been on YouTube for quite some time, and I know on my personal YouTube, I've got 1,000 subscribers, and it's done really well over there. But Amy's got this Motor Adventures channel, so we flipped the switch to start the new year, and now the show's being posted to YouTube under her channel. And we actually had a ton of people listen in via YouTube. I was looking at the stats. So anybody that's listening to the show on YouTube on Amy's channel, thanks for subscribing. Thanks for listening. I'm kind of stoked. It's I think it's a new audience. I think it's a new group of people that maybe haven't heard you on air before that's on YouTube. So I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I'm so happy we revitalized the YouTube channel just because the fact that you put a video out there and I don't really think about it. But then, on Instagram, stuff kind of gets stale, right? You go it gets through the feed, it kind of disappears after a while. It's still there, but it's deep in there, And with YouTube, all my videos are right there. So you click one and you get access to all of them. And I love that, someone who maybe goes to look up something Monster Jam is gets to go back and watch my old moto adventure videos. That really is how I kind of came to be. And I've obviously transitioned away from that a little bit now. I'm more professional. What do you know? It's a thing. Yeah, kind of. But I still like that people can reflect on, my transition and my, how I got here. And I think YouTube is a good storyteller of that, because you got the original Amy Jamie Moto Adventures, the Moto Adventures to the Babe Caves and to now, the motivational stuff. And it's really cool. Yeah. Go to YouTube, check it out, amyhood.com, One Life Amy or Moto. It's still under Moto Adventures, but check it out.
Yep, absolutely. We're going to take a short break. We come back. Amy and we got some Supercross to talk about here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow @PolarisRazor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Are you looking for a place to push yourself behind the wheel and see how your driving skills stack up? Dirtfish Rally School is that place. Located on 315 acres of pristine automotive playground at the foot of the Cascade Mountains in Snoqualmie, Washington, right outside of Seattle, Dirtfish Rally School is a one-of-a-kind place where everyone from first-time drivers to seasoned professionals like Bucky Lassick and Antoine Lestage can push themselves to their limit. Whether driving the high-performance rally-prepped all-wheel drive Subaru Impreza STI is what you're looking for, or you'd rather hang it all out in the rear-wheel drive Subaru BRZ, Dirtfish Rally School has something for everyone. Classes are available from 2 hours to 3 full days and feature instructors with over 150 years of combined racing experience. Whether you're looking to become the best and get an edge on the competition, or just looking to freshen your skills behind the wheel, Dirtfish Rally School is the place to go. For more information on registering for classes, visit Dirtfish on the web at dirtfish.com, or to check out the latest happenings from Dirtfish, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter @DirtfishRally. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Want the latest from Jim Beaver and Amy Hood? Follow at Jim Beaver 15 and at Amy Hood 71 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here. Before we jump into things, I want to tell you about one of our good friends at Genuine Polaris Parts. And you know what? It's winter just about everywhere but here in Arizona, where it's nice 77 degrees today. But those of you that don't have 77-degree weather and you do have a Polaris Razor, it's time to winterize your Polaris Razor. And you know what? GenuinePolarisParts.com has you covered. And if you're looking for Genuine Polaris Parts, there's obviously no better place than GenuinePolarisParts.com. The assurance and dependability is in the name. They make it easy, stress-free by having all the diagrams associated with your year, make, and model of your razor. Once you narrow down your search, you'll see a list of diagrams that will let you visually see the parts that you need to be replaced, which eliminates the headache of second-guessing your part, trying to explain which one you need over the counter at the dealership. Go to GenuinePolarisParts.com/Jim Beaver. You'll be able to redeem a special offer that's only exclusive to listeners of this show. Again, it's GenuinePolarisParts.com/Jim Beaver. Get your parts delivered directly to your door with GenuinePolarisParts.com. And speaking of good weather, I know it's mid-70s this week here, Hood. I know it's mid-70s in San Diego, but I got to tell you, I am really, really freaking excited about next week because actually for the first time since Amy started doing radio with me like 3 or 4 years ago at this point, I don't know, I've lost track. It was just an eternity ago. I don't even remember the show without you.
Yeah.
But
4 years ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but she's going to be in the studio here in Arizona next week doing radio. Now, her and I have done radio together in the flesh out at events like the Mint 400, but this will be the first time you're actually in the studio in Arizona, and I'm kind of excited about that, Amy.
Yeah, are you kidding? I'm so excited. Yeah, this is like the first time I think I've come. I don't even think I've ever been to Arizona, to be honest. And it's funny because every Canadian, snowbirds over to Arizona.
Right?
I'm like, yeah, I've never been there before.
Right.
So I'm excited there's like one condition.
Uh-oh.
I'm only going to come if you openly give me the keys to your trophy truck and let me go boondock it in the desert.
Oh, you can have the keys to it right now. There's no engine in it. You can go wherever you want.
Darn it.
The engine's at the engine shop. You know what? If you can get that thing to run while you're here, I will make you a deal. I'll give it to you.
Okay. I am going to pack up a little engine here if I can, steal one from a car. I'm going to bring it over.
No, we're going to have some fun. So I'm just telling you, listeners, be prepared. Amy will be in Arizona. I think maybe I'm going to go. My friend John has a radio show on the local radio station. We'll just make you we'll do this radio show. We'll do the podcast. We'll have you on the, maybe we'll go over and just do radio, the afternoon show at the local radio station because it's fun over there and we can just talk about whatever the heck we want. And then I know you and I were going to film a YouTube video, go out in the razors in the desert and do some shredding.
Yep.
And
we're going to do so much filming. We're going to have such cool content. So you guys stay tuned. We're going to blow up the internet. We'll win the internet next weekend for sure.
Yeah, next week we are winning the internet. Anybody else don't even show up for the competition because Amy and I were going to own it. Just throwing it out there. So next week is going to be a ton of fun. But, we got to talk some Supercross. I know we got Juliana on that interview you and I did later on in the show. It went way over, so I had to trim it down. It'll be uncut in Project Action this week on Thursday because it was like a 30-minute interview almost, and we had like a 15-minute time slot.
It was so good.
Yeah, it was so awesome. So if you want that, it's going to be Project Action this week, the full uncut thing. But Supercross, Amy, shenanigans once again, round 2 in Houston. I don't even know what the heck to even think it's about Supercross right now. And I know we talked about it a bit with Juliana, but it's crazy. Like, I don't know. Tomac, Marvin, the guys you thought were going to be there. I mean, they're MIA. You got Roxon, who's looking strong. I mean, we got El Hombre, who's on point. And then we got Bam Bam Barsha. Like, where the hell did he come from? Where's he been hiding at, right?
Oh, my God. Everyone canceled that kid out. And I'm happy to see him back on top because, when he was winning 250s, he's a little bit of he's cocky, he's aggressive, he's got Bam Bam for a reason, like he was given that name because of his aggressive riding style and coming out and banging bars, and he makes racing interesting. And then he fell off the face of the earth. He was like rolling around in 20th place and sucking. So I love the fact that, that he went back to the drawing board, put in his homework, and we're seeing the authentic Bam Bam that we know and all fell in love with. And Juliana makes a great point and talks about, the mental game. I don't want to get into it too much, but she talks about, the mentality behind all of this and, talking to Justin that he was just like he was in his own head for the last couple of years and just like didn't know who he was, didn't know what was going on. It was such a mental battle for him, and this year clearly he has it figured out. So it's really, really good to see these athletes, overcome their struggles, whether it's Kenny with his body or Justin Barsha with his mind. I love to see people figuring it all out and coming back and making for some great racing and obviously shaking up the competition. Dude, Tomac, Marvin, with these dudes gone, it's like anybody's game, and the riding is so elevated now. It's so exciting, and it's just like you don't know who's going to win. And gotta hand it to my homie El Hombre, clinching that 450 win. Like the internet blew up because everybody loves him. He is such a good character. Like you see all these other athletes, Ronnie Renner, Feist, all posting about, El Hombre's win because they just genuinely like the dude. And like, you always root for the underdog. And he's always the bridesmaid and never the bride. He got one win, last year or the year before, I forget. But he's always been right there. And it's just really good to see him on top of that box.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. You and I talked about it. I think before Supercross started, and we're like, this dude is like, everybody loves him, and it's like he's the dark horse every year, and there's no reason for him to be the dark horse, but yet he is. But
no, I know.
They said something, and I didn't realize this. So he's riding that Husky, right? And it's a special edition Husky, and I guess they've only literally had the bike for like 30 days. Before Supercross started. It's so like cool. A brand new bike. They have no like test time and R&D on it. I mean, they do, but not like these other guys that have years worth of development. For him to go out and win on a bike that they've had for like 30 days, like that's bananas. Like that just doesn't happen at this level.
No, you're very right, especially in the 450 class with the R&D and all the technology behind it now. Like, yes, there's technology, you guys, in motocross. I think that really shows his ability, not the bike's ability. And I just think that he's opened this can. Now, hopefully he can maintain it and carry us through and, be on the top numerous times and be in the chase for the championship. He already is right now. But... Yeah. And he's one of those guys who's known for his consistency. So, with Marvin gone, because Marvin's always been that leader of the pack, and, he definitely was going to be this year. I think it's going to be him and Bam Bam and Roxon who's going to be switching, spots on the podium. And I think we're going to have definitely – okay, last year, you just can't beat last year, going into the last round. No, but I think we're going to have a very exciting – year in 450s. I mean, 250s is just as wild. We've had two different people on top, an interchange of the whole podium as well. So it's just 18 is looking really good, and I think we thought it was going to be super boring. So.
Every year we think that. And two quick questions. We got like a couple minutes before we got to go to break. One, Barsha. He was in a part-time ride, and he's sitting third in the points through 2 rounds. Do they go, hey, I think we're going to give you a contract and let you run the whole year? I mean, do you think that's coming?
Yeah, I do. I think that he's replacing Millsaps, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
Yamaha. Millsaps, go home, go ride your practice track. No offense, but I'm rooting for Barsha. He is young, he's hungry, as we can tell, and he's a completely different rider out there. I think people have noticed it. Maybe somebody else and a better team is going to come and offer him something, but I don't see him going away by any means at all. So, I think sometimes that's what you need is opportunity to prove yourself. And I know every weekend they go out, that's their opportunity to prove themselves, right? But when you have more on the line, you have an unsecure ride, you drive, I'm talking monster trucks here. You ride with some kind of fire lit under your butt, and it showed definitely these last 2 weeks. So congratulations, Barsha. I'm honestly like really excited for him because I know that he was in a really dark place before, and it's really exciting to see him overcome that. So I'm happy. Go, Barsha. I'm rooting for you.
And I guess
I'm excited for this weekend.
Yeah, we got to mention, I guess, Villopoto signed a deal with Yamaha too. Like Mr. Green signed a deal with Yamaha. So now they got Bam Bam, and then you've got Villopoto signing a deal as like an ambassador for factory Yamaha. And I'm like, where did that come from? Right? I mean, he's a guy you thought bled green.
He probably needed some money for his summer house or something. Like, who knows?
Right?
I mean, the guy's set. But, again, I love this because just like we talked about last weekend, Chad buying his own dirt bike. These guys can't quit. They love motocross. They love riding their dirt bike. Like, I love to see that because, I knew Villopoto, and I knew that he just wanted to get in, win as much as he wanted, and then get out. Because it's, we talk about it being such a mental, it takes over your whole life. Yeah. So it's really awesome to see him come back on a different level and be an ambassador because it means he just loves riding his dirt bike and he wants to be a part of this industry, and I respect that.
Yeah. All right, we got to take a short break. We come back. Paul Thacker on the line with Amy Hood and I on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on 4 wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower, turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver and Amy Hood here with our good friend, Mr. Paul Thacker. How's everything going, Paul?
Paul, hey, man.
Good. Good morning, kids. Everything's well. How are you guys?
Good, man.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're up in Colorado, right? You're trying to get acclimated to what, the elevation for X Games?
That and get some seat time on our new X Games endeavor for this year, adaptive snow bike racing.
I was going to say, how has that changed for you, man? I mean, you've been on a sled your entire life. I don't know before your accident if you dabbled on two wheels, but snow bike. This is something all new for everybody, dude. How is this feeling?
Well, I've got a fair amount of dirt bike time through my career, but definitely zero time on a snow bike. So this is I haven't actually rode it yet. Hopefully tomorrow we're going to get on the snow.
Oh my God!
So I've got a week or so to figure this out.
Oh, no time like crunch time, right?
Yeah, that's pretty standard. I think you know how that goes. Everything's last minute in motorsports, I think, as a whole.
Yeah. So. How did this come up?
But that really does say, though, I like to think, though, it says how adaptive athletes are in the motorsports world. You can ride a sled, you can ride a dirt bike, and then you can give yourself 1 week to go on a snow bike to prepare for X Games. I mean, X Games is like the hugest thing ever, but, you really don't need a lifetime on this type of machine because you've spent a lifetime on something very similar. But it just shows how, us athletes in the motorsports realm are very adaptive and can take the skills from one and transition it to the next.
Yeah, for sure. If you've got some skills on some sort of motorsport, whether it's driving, sleds, bikes, there is a lot of talent that transfers over to something different.
Yeah.
You see it all the time. You see that, freestyle guys racing dirt bikes, racers turn into freestylers. It all just we all kind of coexist. So.
Yeah, very much so.
So how did this get brought up? I know snowcross is kind of taking a backseat to snowbike this year in X Games, and actually snowmobile racing isn't there. I know we got speed and style and freestyle and that coming back. Obviously, snowbike's kind of the next big thing. X Games has embraced it. How did the whole adaptive snowbike stuff? I've been hearing rumors about this for like 6 months now, but it's signed, sealed, delivered now. I mean, how did this whole thing come about, Paul?
Well, I was Joe Duncan and I, who runs a bunch of events other than the snowmobile and snow bike stuff at X Games. He basically anything with a motor at X Games, Duncan.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I was given the news at heydays before it was actually common knowledge and released that there wasn't going to be any snowcross at X Games, and then I obviously inquired about adaptive, and that was not going to take place too. So I just kind of looked at him and was like, "Hey, what about adaptive snow bike?" And like you could see kind of the light bulb go off in both of our heads at the same time, and I managed to track down some of the adaptive racers, and one legend snowcross racer that broke his back 10 years or so back that you might know, Blair Morgan.
Yeah.
And big moto dude too.
Yeah, he's a legend for sure. Anyway, so he came down to my coach and we visited, and we actually wheelchair raced to the Fox party, and then over beers we discussed his thoughts on adaptive snow bike, and it was something that he was instantly excited about. And I thought, okay, we got to figure, because we've been trying to get Blair back into the adaptive snowcross. He just has never really shown any interest. Can't blame him. He did it for a long time, and he was good at it. And it's just one of those things. I think he probably had enough of the snowmobile racing part. But still, it seems dirt bikes are really a love of his, and to transition that over to snow biking, he seemed really. Actually, I know for a fact he's super excited about it. So. Looks like this year we're going to have it's not an actual medaled event, because I think X Games wants to check us out and see, where our level of talent is, even though we all know where it's going to be at. And so we're going to go out and show them what we could do, and then next year it'll be a full-fledged event. So.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, you're really paving the way then. You know, you guys are like setting the pace for this whole new event. Like that's a huge honor and comes with like great responsibility. That's really, really cool. You know, would you ever have thought in a million years, like back when you're starting your career, that you would basically be opening the door for a brand new class in X Games? You know, if you think about it, it's incredible.
Yeah, that's I guess I didn't really think about it that way. I mean, obviously snow bikes being new and how successful the race aspect of it was last year. It was great competition. It was fun to watch. I actually was in the booth calling it for, you know, ESPN Live there on site, and it was fun. So to get a chance to actually go out and do a little snow biking, I'm super excited about it, and I think that it's gonna be super cool. I know I haven't really posted much on social media side about it, and I put out a post yesterday about it, and it's gone absolutely bananas. The responses and the encouragement and the holy smokes, this is so cool aspect is through the roof. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm just excited about snow bike as a whole. I mean, you know, it's one of those things too. It's not only that it's something new and it's rad, but I think it's kind of reinvigorated the careers of a lot of guys. I mean, I look at a guy like Darren Mees and guys like Jake Scott, you know, and guys that we've seen for a long time.
Josh Hill. Yeah,
Josh Hill, you know, and I mean, it's given these guys almost like a second wind, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, you take a guy like Josh Hill who's never ridden a snow bike and has incredible bike skills, and he's out, you know, riding in, I believe he's in Montana with Keith Sayers, and he's, I mean, you could just tell he's stoked. He's stoked again about it, and that's about the racing aspect. I mean, he's, you know, doing the free ride stuff. But yeah, Darren's another great example. He had a successful snowcross career. I think he probably left it a little earlier than he would have liked. And to have a chance to be one of the forerunners of the snow bike racing side of it. I know, you know, Ashley and I have been friends for a long time, and Darren and I not too long after that. They're stoked. They're pumped. Their program's good. They're able to get out and race and do something new and have, you know, sponsors supporting it, which is really huge. If you can get the sponsor interest, you know, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, that's.
And I like that idea that, you know, it's not just free riding, and that's often the transition, you know, going from a pro rider, you know, stepping off and like kind of quote unquote retiring, you get into the fun riding. This gives these guys who love to still race, right? I love to still race, even though I'm quote unquote retired from dirt two wheels. It gives them another outlet to get that competitiveness out and, you know, to be a racer again. And I like that. I like that option.
Yeah.
Because once you're a racer, you're never going to get that out of your system. You're always going to want to go and
And now is a good time for us old folks to be able to get off the bench and actually get in the game, because if it keeps on the trend that it is, it's going to be a lot like regular motocross, where it's, you know, it's young and it's fast.
The young guns come through the woodwork. I know.
Us old guys get passed by fairly quickly, so
yep.
Now's the time.
Yeah. Well, I look
You're
at guys.
saying that I need to get a snow bike right now. Is what
Absolutely.
you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's another
Jim,
thing.
if you want to race snow bikes, Beaver, if you want to come race snow bikes, now is the time to do it, bud.
No, I agree. I don't know that I'm so deep in the UTV stuff, I don't know if I need another addiction at this point. Like, I've been reluctant, you know, and I've talked to the guys at Timber Sled over there at Polaris, and, you know, I know they'd help me out with a kit if I wanted to go that direction, and I don't know if I need that addiction, man. I think it's more fun for me to talk about it and just stay in the UTV space. I'm still making that transition in my career from trophy truck to UTVs. I don't know that I need to bring in snow bike as well. Like, I think there's only so much one person can handle.
I'll do it. I'll take it over for both of us. I got this. You know, I see a couple girls lined up on the line, and one of them being my good friend who I race motocross with, Shayna from Minnesota, and she's like texting me, "Why aren't you here? Where are you? Why am I here and you're not lined up on this line? Like, get your butt on a timber sled right now." So I know there's going to be a time and place that I will definitely, you know, line up on the line. But right now I'm just driving like really big trucks, so I'm going to continue to do that first.
Tipping them over upside down. I know, I see that stuff occasionally.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. No,
I'll have a I'll have a better idea for you, Jim, here after the next couple days when I actually get some seat time to let you know if it's something you should give a whirl or not.
Yeah, I'll take.
Oh my gosh!
I'll take your advice after X Games, but I think the future of me on a snow bike. I know Chris Barant's invited me to go and have some fun with him, and I know he's got a couple snow bikes, and I think maybe that's probably a safer route for me is to go and do a little bit of backcountry with Barant than actually racing. So.
Well,
I've never even seen Jim on a dirt bike, okay? I don't know what his skills are on anything that's like less than 4 wheels. So I'm almost a little scared for his life and safety. So, I mean, we'll see this weekend. Maybe I'll get it next weekend when I go to Arizona. I'll get him on a dirt bike. But I'll stay tuned. I'll let you know if I'll pass the torch on to him to get on something like that.
Perfect.
Jim, we just want to keep you around. We love this radio show. We don't want anything to happen to you.
Right. So, So, I mean, how's things shaping up there in Colorado, though, Thacker? I know they've actually, everywhere else in the country's been like freezing cold, crazy snowfall, and Colorado has somehow like been exempt. I heard like in Denver it was like 80 degrees a week ago or something. Like, how's everything looking up there?
No way.
When we rolled in day before last, and it was like 58 degrees, and then yesterday there was like a 40-degree temperature swing, and it was snowing in like 10 degrees yesterday.
Wow.
And this morning it was 10 and clear, and it's supposed to be 40 today. So it's just, but there's no snow. I mean, what little came down yesterday is already gone. Yeah, there's none here. But I'm here in Denver. I'm actually Brock Hoyer and Cycle North up in Prince George, British Columbia are the ones that have helped me out with getting a bike, and Brock actually brought it down, and we're going to meet him here in Denver today, and then I'm going to follow the I do believe he won X Games gold last year, if I'm not sure. Is that right?
No, I think Brock was a gold medalist. I think if you're going to align yourself with somebody, you picked one of the right guys, Thacker. Let's put it that way.
I think
if you're going to figure this snow bike out, I think Hoyer's a guy to do it for you.
Pick the winner.
He's taken me under his wing, and he's promised to help me learn how to ride this thing. So I'm pretty confident in my program at the moment.
Yeah,
I don't think he's going to give you all the tricks of the trade because you guys are competitive. Well, no, I guess you guys are in different classes, but I'm sure Brock has a few tricks up his sleeve that he shall, keep to himself because he's obviously out there slaying it better than everybody.
I'm pretty good at keeping secrets. So if he gives me any of his super special, 007 tips, I'll keep them to myself.
Nice. Well, man, I appreciate you taking the time to call in, Thacker. Good luck at X Games. We'll definitely have to catch up with you like the week after X and find out how everything did. I mean, obviously, I'll be tuned in to watch your shenanigans, but looking forward to catching up after X and seeing how everything shook out.
I appreciate the time, guys, and anytime, Jim.
All right.
Right on, man. Good luck. Have fun.
I'm always open to chit-chat with you guys, so appreciate it.
Awesome, man. We need to do it more often. Thanks, Paul.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. And we'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. I'm Polaris rider Jim Beaver. I race trophy trucks professionally, host a Down and Dirty radio show, and also travel the country announcing motorsports events. I've seen it all, and trust me, I've done most of it, so when it comes time to relax on the weekend, nothing is better than taking time with my family in our Razor vehicles. They've got the reliability I need to just pick up and go explore the desert, dunes, or trail, and have the capability to attack even the harshest terrain. If you're looking for some of the most reliable and safest, and hands down most capable off-road machines in the world, look no further than Polaris and their award-winning lineup of Razor vehicles. Whether you want your daughter to experience off-road driving for the first time in a Razor 170 like me, take the entire family out in a Razor XP4 1000 on the weekend, or shred the desert and dunes in the all-new Razor XP 1000 Fox Edition, Polaris has you handled. Take my advice and join me and some of the best drivers in the world by driving a Polaris Razor. Check out the full Polaris Razor lineup at Polaris.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Polaris Razor. Do you race or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new SA 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500 or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at impactraceproducts.com or on Facebook at Impact Safety.
Life is all about sound. The sound of sports. The sound at the racetrack. And the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
You've seen their movies.
Man, I'm gonna be late for work again. That's the fifth time I've been late this week. It's only Tuesday, man.
You've probably heard a song or two.
Here's an extra one. Don't give it to your children.
Now, don't miss your chance to see this Grammy Award-winning comic duo, Cheech and Chong, at the Blue Water Resort and Casino.
Who is it?
Dave, man, open up.
Dave? Dave's not here.
Tickets on sale now for Cheech and Chong performing live Saturday, January 27th on the Blue Water Amphitheater stage. Doors open at 3 p.m. Show starts at 4 p.m. Arizona time. Advanced general admission tickets $45. VIP tickets just $65. General admission seating can bring your own chairs. Must be 21 or older to attend the show. Visit BlueWaterFun.com or purchase now at the Blue Water Casino gift shop for Cheech and Chong live.
Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
You're listening to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. All killer and no filler.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Just wrapping up our number one here, and I got to tell you about one of our good partners in the show, AMSOIL. You know the importance of using a good synthetic oil in your power sports equipment, but what about your daily driver? Today's downsized turbocharged engines run hotter and create more engine-damaging contaminants than ever before. Yesterday's motor oil just doesn't cut it in today's engines. That's why you need AMSOIL synthetic motor oil. Teams in Monster Energy Supercross, AMSOIL Championship Snowcross, and more rely on AMSOIL synthetic motor oil to protect their engines on the track and in the haulers that get them to the races, and so should you. AMSOIL synthetic, our signature series synthetic motor oil, delivers 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by leading industry standards. Provides the next level protection today's demanding engines need to keep your engine running for years. Go to AMSOIL.com/dirty to find out how AMSOIL synthetic motor oil keeps your vehicle running great tomorrow. That's AMSOIL.com/dirty. And thank you for your support of the Down and Dirty Radio Show, AMSOIL. And before we go to this quick break and kick off hour number two, don't forget we've got Juliana and Daniell coming up after the break, actually deep into hour number two. Nice long interview with Juliana and Daniell, as well as one with Matt Martelli and our good friend Joe Duncan. But if you want the full uncut interview with Juliana and Daniell, you need to tune in to Project Action on Podcast One. It'll drop this Thursday. Got a nice long 30-minute interview with the former Miss Supercross herself, Juliana and Daniell. You can subscribe to that on iTunes as well as the Down and Dirty Radio Show, and make sure and give us a rating or review when you get the chance as well as subscribing to the Down and Dirty Radio Show there. Subscribe and rate and review us as well. And like we said before, Amy and she revitalized the YouTube channel. She's pumping out a ton of content, and you can catch all of that over there on YouTube. It is Moto Adventures. Search Amy Hood. I don't know. What else can you search, Hood? We got about 30 seconds. Give us the details on where they can actually find the YouTube channel.
Yeah, just you can either search Moto Adventures. It's the first one that pops up. I'm spraying my dirt bike down with a hose. You can't miss it. Or, check out Moto Chicks. Or One Life Amy. It's all up on there. Lots of cool content. Or the Babe Cave. I mean, you can check out how to put graphics on your dirt bike correctly.
All righty. And we'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
All right, kicking off hour number 2 here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood here, locked and loaded. Right now we've got some Dakar results or updates brought to you by our good friends at Dirtfish Rally School. You can find out more information on the web at www.dirtfish.com or use the coupon code JBDirtfish for 15% off any and all classes at Dirtfish Rally School. So Dakar going on. Amy and I talked about it last week. We got Matt Martelli. He's going to be calling in to talk a bit about it. He was at the start of the Dakar Rally here last week. He's back stateside now. He's going to bring us in the loop, but right now we are about 8 stages in, and we've lost Sebastian Loeb, we've lost Bryce Menzies, we've lost Nanny Roma, we've lost pretty much any and all guys that we thought might actually win this thing. So right now, Carlos Sainz, the legend, he has a pretty solid lead, almost an hour lead over second. That's Nasser Al-Attiyah. I know us Americans, we know Nasser because he teamed with Robbie Gordon, 7-8 years back. But Nasser, he is currently in second. And then we got Stefan Petterhansel, the legend. He is sitting there in fourth. And other notables, we've got Janelle de Villiers. He's sitting there in fifth. And you WRC fans will know that Martin Prokop, he is sitting there in seventh. So Dakar Rally, it is happening. We've got the finale. I don't know, we're about halfway through. So hopefully next week we'll be able to give you some winners and who's actually going to bring this thing home. But looking at the moto side of things, it's been an interesting rally so far. Our good friend Toby Price, he has battled back, though. He's up to fourth, and he is only about 7 minutes out of first place. So Toby Price battling back on the Red Bull KTM, and he is making a push for the victory. I know he had some tough stages there in the middle of the rally, but man, he is fighting for it. He wants another title, and we're pulling for Toby Price. Also got to give a shout out to Ricky Brabeck, the Monster Energy Honda team, the American that is in 8th place, and he's about 31 minutes back. So Brabeck, he's making a push as well. If he has some good stages, he could fight for a podium here. So I guess fans of Toby Price, Ricky Brabeck, I guess us North Americans, those are kind of who we're pulling for. Both of them got a shot at this thing, so we'll see how this thing cycles out over the next week. And before we close this out, I got to mention that the Subaru Winter Driving Experience in Wisconsin, you can go and drive some Subarus for a day on a frozen lake and challenge your, your winter driving skills. More information is available at SubaruWinterExperience.com, but definitely check that out if you want to go to Wisconsin in February and drive some Subaru WRXs on the ice for a day. But that is our Dirtfish Rally Report for this week, brought to you by Dirtfish, and we'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. Your life demands a tire that provides durability, comfort, and performance, and that's what General Tire delivers for you. From the all-season grip of the Grabber UHP to the comfort and on-road manners of the Grabber HTS to the durability and off-road traction of the Grabber AT2, General has a tire that will help get you where you need to go. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible, because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle in Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Like what you hear? Catch all the back episodes of the Down and Dirty Radio Show on Apple Podcast, and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
All right, welcome back. Locked and loaded here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood, joined on the line by Joe Duncan. This is our Terracross Starts with Optimus segment, brought to you by our good friends at Optimus Starters, starting every Polaris RZR in the Terracross Championship, as well as every Polaris RZR in my fleet, which is ever growing. But thanks, Joe Duncan, for calling in. Man, we just had Paul Thacker. He kind of brought us in the loop on all things adaptive snow bike at X Games, but I got to say, you are Mr. Man with a Motor at X Games. What are we going to do? There's no snow in Colorado, Joe.
No snow. They did get hit with a couple of storms, so they've got some snow finally. But for us on the mountain, good old Buttermilk, Aspen Ski Co., they always come through. So we have actually our builders just called me last night, and they said we've got our freestyle landing, our freestyle area all set to go with snow, and our snow bike cross course is getting pushed out as we speak. So I think from our side, the motor side, things are great. I know the half pipe is looking really, really good right now, and the other courses, they might have to tweak a little bit from a snow condition standpoint, but for the most part, those guys out there, they really got it dialed.
Yeah, well, and I got to say, like, you've got a lot coming up. I know, obviously, we got X Games, and then you followed that up, a week or 2 weeks later, you got Levi LaValle doing his shenanigans there at the Super Bowl. I gotta say, for a Minnesota boy, it's a pretty good feeling right now, knowing that the Super Bowl's in Minneapolis. You got Levi jumping, and there's a good chance the Minnesota Vikings, after that crazy thrill ride they had yesterday or 2 days ago, they may actually be in the Super Bowl as a home game.
Wait a second. What is Levi Valley doing at the Super Bowl? I don't know about this. Can you enlighten me and the late night listeners?
Miss Social Media is not on. Miss Social Media missed this announcement, I guess. Wow, Joe. I guess you should bring us in the loop, Joe.
We need to bring her up to speed. Yeah, Levi and his team are doing a backflip over Minneapolis along with Polaris Industries and right down in Nicollet Mall. It's going to be a pretty awesome show, right, for the all the great fans coming to town for the Super Bowl, obviously at US Bank Stadium, where it just so happens we run Summer X Games. So many things all tied together for this year, which is pretty dang amazing to have all this stuff at one time and one program. So pretty cool with it all kind of coming together and seeing what's going on out there. And I'm out here at ERX. We just got the track prep for practice. Got a bunch of snow bike guys here that are getting ready to head out to X Games. And we're looking good. Ton of snow here at ERX. They got the track prep for snow bikes and for some snowmobiles, and looking really good.
Yeah, Pauline posted a picture, I think it was yesterday, of the track there at ERX, and it's a massive amount of snow, Joe.
Yeah, they've got a little bit more they're going to make tonight, and they're looking really, really, really good. It's pretty amazing what the ERX team, Derek and his whole crew, has done out here and put together, and the groomers just pushing snow like you wouldn't believe. And you know, it's a very unique thing that people are able to, you know, the last generation of snowmobilers and before snow bikes were even around, but they didn't have this kind of opportunity, you know, too many places, and to have snow bikes and snow and groomers and a track to actually go practice at, it's a pretty cool thing.
I got to tell you, obviously I'm a big fan of ERX. I've been there I don't know how many times, both as a racer and as a personality on air, but I'm seeing all that snow, and I'm feeling like an itch that we need to maybe the Down and Dirty Radio Show needs to help sponsor this, but I'm feeling the itch that we need to bring back Winter Terracross at ERX next winter, Joe.
Yeah, we've got to do some more Winter Terracrosses. That sure was fun.
Yeah.
That was sure a good time. Definitely get those machines back into the snow.
Yeah, we had so dang much fun, me, you, and Jeremy, and up there at Crested Butte that year. Like, I don't know, there's just something about it. I go, you know what? I ended up blowing the lead there and putting the car on its side in the last corner on the last lap and lost the win. But that's still got to be some of the most fun I've ever had in a Polaris Razor, just bombing the hills in Crested Butte in the snow in a Razor. I don't know. There's just something about it that's a ton of fun.
I saw the winter highlights and stuff, and I want to go do that too. I think you definitely need to bring that back, Joe. It looked like a blast.
Yeah. That was a good time. We'll have to do it again soon.
Yeah. So what's the next week and a half look like for you? I mean, you're the man behind anything with an engine at X Games, and obviously, you've got freestyle, you've got best trick, bringing in some new disciplines for snow bike. Obviously, we still got the stuff with snowmobile, speed and style, and freestyle. I mean, what does the next week and a half look like for you, Joe?
Well, the guys at SPT are getting the courses laid out. I fly out on Friday. We have some training. I mean, there was supposed to be a lot more riding out west, but obviously with the snow conditions, a little bit tough. I think Doug Henry and some of the guys actually are coming here to ERX for a few days instead of going out west right away. And we do have some ramps coming in, and that stuff all starts to get placed next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Riders start showing up on late Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and we start getting parking done, and then we roll right in Thursday, speed and style, Friday, freestyle, both with snowmobiles, and then Saturday, snow bike cross and adaptive snow bike cross, and Sunday, first ever snow bike best trick.
And that's the one that has me interested out of all this. I mean, we know the snow bike racing's solid. We know all the snowmobile events are going to be solid. But snow bike best trick, I really don't think anybody anywhere in the world knows what to expect, what's going to come out of snow bike best trick. Like, it's never been done before. We have no idea, Joe Duncan.
Yeah, the guys. There's been some guys in the foam pit, and I think the TV show is going to be in for a big surprise. And there's a few guys that are going training at some snow compounds here this end of this week, first part of next week, and really get their stuff dialed. But we had Jackson Strong last year come out and do a demo, and that was a big success. That's how it led to this competition. We had a lot of athletes, looking at it and as a potentials. Some of them just really couldn't get all the right gear in place, and the lack of snow has kind of held us up a bit. But in the big picture, it's going to be a hell of a competition come Sunday night down at Buttermilk Mountain there in Aspen.
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Joe, and, for this Optimus segment. I guess we call it Optimus Terracross, but I know we talk a little bit of everything here. But thanks for calling in, buddy, and we're going to be able to get you next week of X Games on air?
We should be able to. I mean, we've got everything looking really good, and everything's coming together. So, yeah, we'll hopefully catch up with you next week and give you an update on site at X Games.
All right, awesome. I appreciate it, Joe. Thank you for the time, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Amy. Thanks, Jimmy.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Bye.
All right. And that was Joe Duncan with X Games with Terracross and man of many hats. But always fun to catch up with Joe. It's I'm excited. Snow bike best trick. I mean, I think we're going to see a backflip of some sort. But the bikes are so much longer than a dirt bike. I mean, it's going to be interesting what these guys are able to do. You know what I mean, with the bike, because it's so much bulkier than a dirt bike.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see the level of competition, like what I mean? Like, I don't know what all everybody is capable of doing, and I haven't seen anything.
No, neither have I.
I'm very in the dark about it all. So, yeah, I mean, it's almost like A1. It's anybody's game. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, exactly. All right, we got to take a short break. We come back. We got Matt Martelli. He's going to bring us in the loop on all things Mint 400. He was also in South America at the start of the Dakar Rally. So that coming up here after the break on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris RZR. Want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris RZR brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris RZR because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team RZR because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris RZR because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris RZR because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRZR.com or follow at Polaris RZR on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305-horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
You've seen their movies.
Man, I'm gonna be late for work again. That's the fifth time I've been late this week. It's only Tuesday, man.
You've probably heard a song or two.
Here's an extra one. Don't give it to your children.
Now, don't miss your chance to see this Grammy Award-winning comic duo, Cheech and Chong, at the Blue Water Resort and Casino.
Who is it?
Dave, man, open up.
Dave? Dave's not here.
Tickets on sale now for Cheech and Chong performing live Saturday, January 27th on the Blue Water Amphitheater stage. Doors open at 3 p.m. Show starts at 4 p.m. Arizona time. Advanced general admission tickets $45. VIP tickets just $65. General admission seating can bring your own chairs. Must be 21 or older to attend the show. Visit BlueWaterFun.com or purchase now at the Blue Water Casino gift shop for Cheech and Chong live.
Resort and Casino. Right on the water, right on the money.
Like what you hear? Catch all the back episodes of the Down and Dirty Radio Show on Apple Podcast, and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe.
All right, we are back here on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver, Amy Hood, joined here by my buddy Matt Martelli with Mad Media, the Mint 400 XP1K, and just about, I don't know, anything in the dirt. Dirt Co., I don't know. We missing any of them, Matt? How's everything going, buddy?
Lots of titles.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we'll probably invent some stuff before the end of the year, but that's it for the nutshell. But no, everything's going awesome. Just charging into the new year, getting ready for the Mint. Just actually came back from Peru, from Thacker, and that was amazing. So, life is good. Pedals down already, though.
Yeah. Well, let's talk Dakar before we get into the Mint 400. That's one of the reasons why I want to get you on. I know it's been a crazy Dakar. I mean, obviously, we know B-Money, Bryce Menzies, he got out on the second stage. Pete Mortensen, I know Pete's all right, nursing an ankle injury, but he's on the mend. But, I mean, Sebastian Loeb is out. Nanny Roma's out. I mean, some of the favorites and the heavy hitters early on, I mean, it was donezo, man. I mean, and I don't think people in the United States realize, I mean, they see Dakar and, it's 2 weeks long and whatever, it's a long rally. I don't think they realize the magnitude and the money that goes into these factory programs. I mean, it's not like anything we see here stateside, and I don't think like the casual off-road fan really grasps the magnitude of Dakar, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, look, it was spectacular. I mean, I've been following it since it started, and I really had no idea until I went there and saw it for myself. And now I'll go every year. I mean, we had a blast. Lima was a fantastic city to visit. But just the whole spectacle of it and the scale of it was really impressive. And yeah, as far as the difficulty goes, I mean, if we're essentially doing they're doing a 300-mile race for 14 days. And this year was particularly tough because they started them right into the dunes that are south of Lima and 5 days of it. So their dunes are a lot different than anything I've ever seen. They vary a lot. So they go from hard pack with embedded rock to really soft sand to actual silt mixed with sand. So the course is really challenging right off the bat. And I learned a lot and saw a lot of things that I hadn't considered before. Like one, their way that they navigate, they're trying to stay on a heading, so they don't dune like we do in Glamis for pleasure. Like we carve bowls. They're trying to get to a point, so they're driving over dunes straight in a lot of cases, and as you can see by all the coverage, you end up stuck a lot doing that. So look, I can't tell you enough to go experience that. If you're into off-road at all, get on a plane and come with us to Dakar next year, because we're all going down. We're going to organize a big group of Americans and racers who are potentially looking at doing it, but it was spectacular.
Yeah, well, here's
me. I'm in. I've been thinking about doing stuff like that. Like, and I mean, if you're organizing a bunch of people going down, like, honestly, count me in, because, I'm making this transition to the off-road world, but there is just something about, obviously, the Baja 1000 and the Dakar that is just like, it's like the Super Bowl of the off-road world, and it's just the biggest, most hyped, and a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you need to experience. If you're into that kind of thing, you need to be there on the ground level to get the full perspective of it all.
No, absolutely. And what's funny is that I'm such an off-road nerd that I felt stupid that I hadn't gone before. And now, I look at it and I go, I'll probably go every year, because it mixes all the things that I love about off-road culture. Obviously competition and racing, the mechanical aspect, the technical aspect, the camaraderie, but, also the travel, and food and, and drink and culture. I mean, again, Peru was it's like Baja on steroids. The food, the ceviche is unbelievable. I actually went a week early and basically ate my way through the city, which was awesome. So
I love that. I love to eat, so that sounds right up my alley.
Yeah, if you come on this trip with us, you will gain some weight, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It was really impressive. I mean, the ASO has done a fantastic job of creating a global event, and as Rally Raid develops and more events happen throughout the world, one of my goals was to connect the dots, with Darren Skilton's event that he does here, the Sonora Rally, and the Mint and other events. We want those guys to come race with us, and they're all interested. But it's just like anything else. We've got to show up and have a presence there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a two-way street, I think, and I think a lot of times people forget that, and you're definitely trying to make that a two-way street, rather than the one way that it has been for a long time. But I got to ask you, man, I saw that they've kind of slowly started trickling in, and nobody's really kind of full-on embraced it. But UTVs and side-by-sides at Dakar, I know, I mean, it's got its own proper division now. I mean, what are you thinking in the next couple of years? I mean, I could see a proper American team going down there with factory backing and competing.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there were 11 UTVs racing this year. There was Can-Ams. The majority of them were Polarises still. There was a couple Yamahas, and they're doing well. If you follow what they're doing now, in the overall standings, I mean, they're hanging. I mean, it's a great platform to do this type of event, and I think that class is just going to explode, just like it has here in desert racing, just because of the attainability of it. I mean, you can go down there and race in the Dakar in a UTV for $120,000. I mean, it's very affordable in terms of what it costs to go racing in those other classes. So I think that class is just going to continue to grow. And I can tell you, like, after looking at the terrain, I really want to drive a Kamaz, right? That looks like the coolest thing there. But as far as what's going to get through everything, I think the UTV platform is one of the best platforms to be racing in Dakar.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. So fast forward, we got what are we, like a month and a half out? I know little less than 2 months from the Mint 400. I know. Obviously, Amy's been out there about every single year for it. I think she's missed one the past 3 or 4 years. Former Miss Mint contestant, she's like every year it's on her calendar. I mean, obviously, it's locked into mine, you know what I mean, for the next 30 years that I'm going to be there. But I know this year, man, you guys, every year, Mad Media and the Martelli brothers up the game. This year, you're up in the game even further. I mean, what can you tell us about at this point with the Mint? I mean, I know we're stretching contingency to 2 days now because it's got so big. You're bringing in live streaming. I mean, this is going to be insane.
Yeah, I mean, look, every year we're trying to step it up, and obviously this year is our 50th anniversary. So, it's a special one to us. So, we decided to go to 2 days of contingency, one, to accommodate the amount of race teams. There'll be 400 teams racing with us this year. And then also to, give some value back to our vendors and sponsors, As you know, trying to do contingency in 1 day was just a thrash, So it just gives us a little bit more time and a little bit more room to execute things. So it's going to be great. We added some events this year. On Wednesday, we'll be doing a Legends Rally. That'll be non-racers only, and we'll only be doing that in UTVs. That'll be limited to a group of 100 people. We're going to do 75 miles of the race course, and then we're going to go have lunch at the Pioneer. And when we're done with that, we're going to go do the parade and let everybody in Vegas know that we're here. And, they're about to see the Great American Off-Road Race. So that afternoon will be capped off by a new thing that we've started called the Dinner of Champions, where you'll be able to come and have dinner and meet some of the champions of our sport, like Rob McCachran and BJ Baldwin and Bryce Menzies. So just another way for us to add value. And then Thursday is qualifying and contingency in the same day. Friday's contingency all day. And Saturday's, our race. So same format as previous years. We have our morning race and our afternoon race, and it's going to be packed with 400 teams. So, but yeah, we're doing some other exciting things too. Where we've brought back the tracking that we did 2 years ago. So everybody all over the world is going to be able to track the race. We're also doing our first live stream. So we'll be doing a live stream from 5:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Nonstop, and that's going to be really cool. We'll give people a lot more insight as to what's going on with the race, and something that we've been moving towards for a couple of years. We just wanted to time it right. So lots of new things. It's really exciting. We have a lot of celebrities actually this year that are racing with us, and we'll be announcing those as all that stuff becomes solidified. No, it's good. We're really excited. And, on trophy trucks, I think we're going to break 70 this year, which will be a new record for us. So, no, it's great. I mean, the whole city's excited about it. I actually just got done meeting with the mayor, and she's like, yeah, she's going to come. So it's really cool.
Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate the time, Matt. I know we're got to go to a commercial break here shortly, but I know next couple of weeks, and as we get closer to the Mint, we'll definitely have you back on quite a few times to kind of hype things up and bring us in the loop.
Right on. I appreciate it, guys.
All right. Thanks a lot, Matt. And we'll be back after this
Thank you.
on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Do you race, or are you a weekend warrior? Have you checked on the date on your helmet recently? Don't get caught off guard by using an outdated helmet. Impact Racing, the leader in motorsport safety, has new SA 2015 helmets to fit your budget. Whether you're looking for a helmet with a full carbon fiber shell to take you to victory at the Indy 500, or just looking for some helmets for a weekend at Glamis, Impact Racing has a helmet for you. Find out more information at ImpactRaceProducts.com or on Facebook at Impact Safety. Since 1970, KC Highlights has been designing and manufacturing performance lighting for off-road and motorsports, beginning with the legendary Daylighter up until today's revolutionary Flex, Pod, and Pro 6 lighting systems. KC Highlights offers a full line of halogen, HID, and LED lighting solutions for your off-road vehicle. Looking for the best quality lighting? Looking for the brand champions choose? You're looking for KC Highlights. Find out more information at kchighlights.com or follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at KC Highlights.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. A 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI. It's not a sibling rivalry. It's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Thanks for tuning in to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, available live online, in syndication on networks across the U.S., and available internationally on the American Forces Network.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Jim Beaver here, joined on the line with Amy Houde and Juliana Daniell. How's everything going, Juliana?
It is going amazing. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah, I think
we're 2 rounds in right now. We're 2 rounds in right now. It's like the hyped up beginning of the season. Everybody is, excited, and we just got done A1. I mean, how is it feeling right now? You're making your transition from Miss Supercross, obviously the iconic title, to now, a host and a face for, everything that's going on the ground level. Like, how is that?
I mean, to be honest, it's been amazing, not only just from the racing standpoint with, new guys, old guys are gone, obviously. Yep. New guys are stepping up. It's fun to see them, taking on their role and seeing actually what they bring when the leaders aren't there anymore. It's been really fun to watch. It's made for some really exciting racing in both classes. Yeah. And for me, I couldn't be happier with the new role that they've given me. It's given me, and I hope with what we've all talked about on the corporate side, it's going to give me more of a chance to kind of hone in on my skill, which is more of the health, nutrition, how these guys train, what they're eating, what they're doing during the week and even off season, so that they are able to show up every Saturday. I think that's kind of been a lost gem in this sport of, they talk about the race, they talk about what happened that day and what they're going to change that day and what they did, but nobody really touches on what they did last week or what they did over the summer or, just the little things that so many of these young riders who watch them, how do they train? Like, what are these guys doing? All they see is these guys on Saturday race day, or they do like some behind the scenes stuff. But I really want to go in there and whether it's race day or even following them during the week, just something to give these young riders a chance to say, wow, they actually have to work really freaking hard. Like, they can't just show up and go, I'm going to chug this monster and get out there on my bike. Like, it takes a lot of prep, plan, effort, and just overall mental strength that I don't think that people really understand, and I want to bring that to the sport.
Yeah.
So,
and as a fellow racer, I love that. It gives it a lot more credibility. Obviously, we're watching, we're seeing them, what they're doing, but for new fans, I think it's like, a lot of the credibility is lost. They're like, oh, these guys can just go show up and, ride a dirt bike. And I get that all the time, excuse me, as a woman, too. People are like, oh, doesn't the dirt bike do all the work? For these naive people who really have no idea the effort. And it's not just effort, this is a whole lifestyle. You eat, breathe, and sweat, your training program. And I think it's really cool that you're highlighting that. I love that.
Yeah. Well, and I was actually talking to a fan this past weekend in Houston I was down the dirt. It was after everything was over, and I was like, I've been around a lot of sports. I'm an athlete myself. I would love, and I don't know how this would happen, but I would love to have someone somehow figure out a way to simulate what these guys go through on race day during the actual main, and go to like a football or like a baseball guy, something, and simulate the intensity, what it takes, just kind of like put it all in a big bowl, and see if they could switch roles. I don't think there's many athletes that could switch roles and take on what these guys do every Saturday. I truly don't. I just don't think it's true. And I don't think that when you watch a race on TV, let alone at that, you don't even get it. Nobody understands what these guys are actually doing and going through and actually able to do. And I would love to, I don't know how it could happen. Anyone out there listening, you guys can do it, but it'd be really cool because I don't think that there'd be many athletes that could take on a 20-minute main and be able to do it. I just don't think it's possible.
You know what? And
not just a 20-minute main, but hucking like a 75-foot triple out of a corner. Okay,
that's right.
Some skill.
Well, and you know what? Like Amy and I have had this conversation quite a few times, and it's like I don't think people understand to ride. There's a lot of guys in Supercross, and they're all very, very talented. But when you start talking about the elites, like, you know what I mean? The guys that are up there and they're fighting for the win every single event. Like Ricky Carmichael did an interview, and we've talked about this last year on the show, but he said, he's like, people wonder why Villapoto and myself and Dungey stepped away at the prime of our career. Yep. He's like, it's because it wasn't fun anymore. He's like, I love riding dirt bikes, but he's like, to bang out 2 hours worth of laps on a practice track every single day of the week and be in the gym, he's like,
and then train.
Yeah, and train. Yeah. He's like, it got to the point where he's like, I wanted my life back. And he's like, he's like, because if you don't win and you're at that level, he's like, second place is a complete failure. And people wonder why Dungey stepped away and Villapoto and Carmichael. It's because like people don't get how hard it is to train at that level.
Well, and a lot of I've actually kind of, being that I work with both of those, Ricky and now Ryan, hearing them talk about, because it is, everyone's like, God, they're at the top of their game, like why are they leaving? But from their standpoint, so much of racing is mental. It really is. I mean, you can be athletically fit to the T, but if your mental game is off, even just a little bit, you're setting yourself up for a lot of I don't want to say injury, but just you're chancing it, because if you're out there and you're all of a sudden, in the lead and you're up front and then you're going through, the whoops and you're not focusing, just that split second of losing your focus, you could literally, ruin so many things. And I think a lot of these guys, when they get to a certain level, they've been in there for so long, the mental game is the hardest thing to keep. And these guys say once that mental focus goes, and I'm not going to mention any names, but I think there's a couple guys even now. This is, week number 2 or 3 almost, and their mental game is playing with them. And it's sad to watch, but that's what happens, and that happens in all sports. Baseball players are known for that, to have especially the pitchers. And I think it plays a huge factor in why these guys retire, and it's because the mental game is the hardest thing to keep. And that's when they get injured. That's when they, make mistakes that can injure not only themselves but the riders around them. So I totally get it, and it's a scary thing, but it happens.
Yeah, and in the training really, and I say this all the time too, because whether you're driving a dirt bike, playing professional baseball, or in the NFL, or driving a monster truck, when you put in the hours at the gym, whether you're the fastest guy out there or the slowest guy, when you're putting in the work and putting in the time and, training to the best of your ability, like, you can be on that line and there's, 30 other guys who want the exact same thing as you. You all want the exact same thing. And that the training in the off days is what prepares your mind. When you are physically ready, you are also mentally ready. And, the training in the off season is what prepares not necessarily your physical endurance, but also your mental endurance, I like to think too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we got to shift gears here a little bit. We got at some point we got to talk about this crazy season that and I say season, and we're only 2 rounds in. But going in, everybody thought, okay, it's wide, doors are wide open. Dungey's bowed out. He retired. Is it going to be Marvin, Tomac, Roxon's coming back? And I got to tell you, Juliana, I didn't expect anything that we've seen. Marvin's now Mr. Maine. Tomac, I don't know if we even know what's going on with any of these guys at this point. Like, did you? What is the feeling around Supercross right now? Because I feel like the doors are blown wide open even more than they were 2 weeks ago.
the feeling is excitement. We're like, oh my God, we actually have like stuff to talk about. Like, it's exciting to watch every race. You know, you never know who's going to step up or who's going to take the lead. I think that a lot of people are shocked by a lot of things, but at the same time, it's just really exciting. That's the only word it comes to mind. But you know, I think that people with Tomac are a little bit disappointed that he hasn't been racing the way that he should be racing. He's got it all. He's got the package. So come on, man, you know, get out of your head, step up, just ride. And I think he will. I think he's strong enough to come, you know, to bring it back. And then, you know, there's people like Ken who will sit there. I talked to him actually before practice on Saturday. I was sitting there with Jeff Emig, and he said, you know, I've kind of learned that despite how I feel or how I practice or what happens during the day, that's not going to dictate what I do at night. And I was like, huh. Whereas most of these riders, right, you know, maybe whatever happens in that practice is like, oh man, I'm not fastest qualifier, or, you know, that really wasn't the best lap I had. And then that's what they take to the finals. And that can't happen, because you could have the worst practice, still make it to the final, you know, but then change your mindset. Have the mindset of, you know what, I worked hard enough, I'm here. And Ken was like, that's what I do. He's like, and I mean, you can see it. He's got like fire in his belly when he's out there. And it's so fun to watch, because I think that no one thought he was, you know, telling the truth of how he felt. And yeah, you know, he might hurt a little bit here and there. You know, his arm might not be the same, but he doesn't show it, and he sure doesn't let it stop him.
He got the mental game figured out.
He does. He really does. You know, and then there's people like Anderson who, you know, he can ride dirty, but it is so fun to watch. I mean, it's like they're hungry. All these guys are hungry. They're hungry to be that first place, and it's fun. It is fun to watch, even in the 250 class. I mean,
it's crazy.
Plessinger, like, it is so fun. I mean, it's just so fun.
Yeah, Shane. I mean, we had him on air last week, McElrath, and it's just it's nuts. You have no idea what's going to happen on any weekend. And then, a guy like Barsha, right? I mean, he's on like a part-time ride, and all of a sudden they're going, well, we probably ought to sign him for the full year because he's got a chance at the championship. Like,
I know.
Even Weston, Weston's stepping up his game this year. Like, it's just crazy. You don't know what to expect. It's like, how do you prepare anything? Because you're like, well, I got to be prepared on everyone, because you never know who's going to come up and take it.
And do you think
that's what makes a good season? That's what makes Supercross one of the most exciting, sports out there right now, is because, you know, with our top guys kind of out of the picture now, it's anybody's game, and every rider knows it. So I feel like the competition and, you know, the riding level is going to be so elevated now, especially with Marvin out. You know, Marvin, honestly, like, everyone's money was on him. He was the top of the line at everybody's fantasy Supercross league. Everybody had their bets on him. And now that he's out, all these riders are like, yippity-doo-dah, victory. Let's step this game up right now and, you know, kind of lay it all on the line. And I think we're going to see some of the most exciting, competitive, and, you know, very interesting races going forward. I really, really do. This is going to be a
I couldn't
year.
agree more. Couldn't agree more.
So we gotta talk about you. I mean, how's it been for you in this role? I mean, you spent, you know, I know we've had you on. I think we had you on like right after your first round A1 2 years ago when you were quote Miss Supercross. But like, I felt like we've kind of lived this journey with you. But how are you feeling about this new role? Because I know you've kind of got, you know, you've been a speaker for a long time. Like, this new role, I mean, I feel like for you, this is kind of like. This is like what you've wanted for a long time, right? To be able to share these stories behind the scenes and tell, you know, kind of the Supercross narrative on how people are where they're at.
Yeah, you know, thank you. I love that you guys have been with me this whole time. It's fun to kind of remember and reminisce. I am super excited to be in a different position within the sport. You know, my expertise might not come from being on a dirt bike, but I was an athlete. I was a swimmer on scholarship all through college. I'm a professional bikini competitor in the Federation of Bodybuilding. So it's like, I know what it takes to work hard, diet if you have to, have your mental game on point, get up there in front of thousands of people and, you know, do what you do. And perform whatever it is, if you're riding, if you're competing, if you're anything. And I personally have always felt, being in this sport when I joined, that it's kind of a lost cause. There's a lack of information of what these guys actually do day in and day out. You know, when you come on Saturday and you see them in the pits, you know, or on the track, they look perfect. But no one talks about what they were doing yesterday, what happened on Tuesday at, you know, their track, or gosh, did they have to change their food, or do they go to the gym? Like, how nobody touches on what it actually takes to be there every Saturday to put on a show for us. And that's kind of where I'm going to come in, and where I've tried to, you know, tell my bosses, let me go talk to them.
And if you want more from Juliana Daniell, we'll have the full uncut interview dropping this Thursday on Project Action on Podcast One. And we'll be back after this on the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. You want extreme performance, reliability, and the most fun you can have on four wheels? The Polaris Razor brings it to you. But you don't need to take my word for it. You can take theirs.
I'm Tanner Faust, and I choose the Polaris Razor because it's the most fun you can have with a steering wheel.
What's up? I'm Ronnie Renner, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the sickest, most reliable side-by-side on the planet.
What's up, everybody? Heavy D from Diesel Brothers. Listen, I'm on Team Razor because it's hands down the best piece of machinery on the planet.
I'm RJ Anderson, and I choose Polaris Razor because it's the most fun, most capable machine.
Action sports stars, TV personalities, and some of the best race car drivers in the world all choose Polaris Razor because it's the ultimate combination of power, suspension, agility, and fun. Find out more information on the web at PolarisRazor.com or follow at Polaris Razor on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and use the hashtag RazorLife to share your story. For 100 years, General Tire has provided tires for your lifestyle, your adventure, your anywhere. Born from competition, the Grabber tire offers the durability and off-road traction you demand in a tire. We put these tires to the test in the harshest off-road racing conditions to give you a tire that will make your anywhere possible. So let us take you on your next big adventure. Tweet us photos at General Tire, hashtag anywhere is possible. Because with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, a 268 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine, rockets the WRX around corners and down straightaways. A race-ready 305 horsepower turbocharged Subaru Boxer engine keeps the WRX STI a rally legend. The Subaru WRX and WRX STI, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tag team. Get the latest from Subaru Rally Team USA at Subaru.com/rally.
Life is all about sound, the sound of sports, the sound at the racetrack, and the sound of your vehicle. Don't drive around listening to this. Drive around listening to the sound of performance. Gibson Performance. Gibson Performance Exhaust is the company who can turn this into this. Remember that life is all about sound, and Gibson Exhaust is the sound of performance. Check out your next catback exhaust system, headers, muffler, or UTV exhaust at GibsonPerformance.com and get more power and more sound.
Looking to have some fun on four wheels? Dirtfish Rally School has you covered. Packing as much adrenaline and adventure as you can handle into high-performance all-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive Subaru rally cars is where the fun begins at Dirtfish. Just 30 minutes outside of Seattle and Snoqualmie, you'll get a chance to train up to 3 full days with some of the country's best instructors and be put through the high-octane rush of rally on mud, dirt, and tarmac. Get started today and call 425-888-7715 or visit us online at dirtfish.com and use code 911 for a 15% discount.
Want the latest from Jim Beaver and Amy Hood? Follow at Jim Beaver 15 and at Amy Hood 71 on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Welcome back to the Down and Dirty Radio Show, powered by Polaris Razor. Wrapping things up here, and I want to make a quick mention before we close out the show that that YouTube video, or that video from Dirtfish with Amy, Michelle Abate, Jacqueline Carrizosa, and Jolene Van Vliet and myself, when we have that Ladies in Motorsports ride up there at Dirtfish, that is now up. Check out Dirtfish's Facebook page, or mine, as soon as immediately following the show. I'll have that posted up, but definitely worth the watch. Check it out. I actually narrate it, and I had a ton of fun with it. So make sure and check that out. Upcoming events, obviously X Games and Supercross, those are the the big ones. I guess that's the easiest thing to say, man. Those are the big ones. Got Park 425 coming up, King of the Hammers a couple of weeks out as well. But definitely follow and support Polaris Razor, General Tire, Subaru, KC Highlights, Gibson Exhaust, Dirtfish, Impact, Optimus, GenuinePolarisParts.com, Terracross, Blue Resort and Casino. Don't forget those coupon codes are the URLs to use. It is amsoil.com/dirty and GenuinePolarisParts.com/Jim Beaver, and the coupon code is JBDirtfish to support Dirtfish Rally School. And make sure and follow me and Amy Hood. It's Jim Beaver 15 and Amy Hood 71 on social media. Rate, review, subscribe to Project Action, as well as the Down and Dirty Radio Show on iTunes. And man, always give me hit me up with those social media posts if you got any guest suggestions or feedback, and use a contact form at downanddirtyshow.com as well. Well, to you guys listening in, be safe. We'll be back next week, and as always, game on.